Hey everyone, welcome to Seer Sessions. It's Gina. Today I'm going to share a session with you that kind of went off the rails. I wanted to experience another lifetime that would help me understand consciousness more. Like, what is it? Where is it? How is it influenced by other things? Can I expand it? What happens if I do that? Can I change it? What happens if I do that? All kinds of questions. And it's not only about consciousness that I have questions, but the collective consciousness, our own role in that, the influence of the collective on us, and so many other questions about consciousness, the conscious mind, collective consciousness, the subconscious mind, the unconscious mind, intuition, different dimensions, astral travel, astral projection, the astral plane itself, the astral body, Akashic records, grounding and centering, protection and boundaries. I have so many questions about these unseen realms around us, and I'm going to be exploring them with my higher self. So my intention for this session today was to experience another lifetime that would give me more insights on consciousness. And then after that, my intention was to have Steph allow my soul to leave that body and then interact with my higher self, where I had all kinds of other questions about the consciousness, human consciousness in general, for my higher self. It did not go as cleanly. So if you listen to Past Lives in the Divine, you know that I've experienced other lifetimes on the Red Planet. This sounds so weird to say, you guys, but honestly, for about 5 years, I have been visiting the Red Planet, not only in hypnosis sessions, but also in my dreams. And I never really understood my role on this council. Why does this council continually spontaneously come into my own consciousness? So I had all these questions, and this session did not go as planned. I wanted to see another lifetime. I think they're great stories. I love the way they unfold, and they seem so safe to me. But my current incarnation on that Red Planet kind of called me in, and it's really interesting, I think, the way it unfolds. And then I not only get information on consciousness, but Steph helps me ask the council more questions on what is my role with this council? What is my connection with this council? And according to the people on this council, I will be back and I will be exploring with them. But as earthly Gina, I am so uncomfortable being like, I go to a red planet and I consult with a council. But that's what I did. And the information's good and it's uncomfortable. But here we are. I'm stepping out of some other kind of closet. And funny enough, I'm recording in my closet. I'm stepping out of one closet and stepping into a different closet to tell you about myself. A little bit more about this session. The hypnotist leading it, her name is Steph. You can find all her links in the show notes. Go sign up for a session with Steph. I trained her my damn self. I've been working with her as a hypnotist for, 3 years or something like that, maybe even more than that. So if you want a one-on-one session and you can't get on my calendar, go book with Steph. In this episode, I mentioned the life as the bounty hunter. You can find that in episode 4. All of the Past Lives in the Divine episodes are episodes 1 through 190 of Seer sessions. So go all the way back to episode 4. You can learn about my bounty hunter life. And you can also see, as you're scrolling back to episode 4, all of the lifetimes I've shared where I was on the Red Planet. Okay, let's get into this session. And it's so funny because when I tell people my idea, they're like, you weren't going to share your story? And I was like, no. And they're just like, you're nuts. And I'm like, why am I like this? Why do I refuse to spotlight myself? Cool is when this airs, then the episode that airs after that is going to be a hypnotic journey with those same questions. Okay. I appreciate you for helping and for being excited about it with me.
Yeah.
I'm just going to do it seated up like this, and I'll have my eyes closed, and yeah, we'll get cracking.
You've done it so many times that I'm sure you're going to go right into it. You already know all the things to do, so.
Yeah, yeah, it's like just getting that prompt to, like, help focus my mind. Because honestly, I feel like that when I'm doing it alone, that's what takes the longest is my mind wanders,
Hmm.
because it's essentially a meditation, you're always, like, trying to pull your mind somewhere else. So
Yeah.
much, let's do it.
Okay. So just settling in, and as on the count of three, you'll move through this door and into another lifetime. A lifetime you're meant to experience today. One that will help you understand consciousness even more. One, opening the door. Two, crossing the threshold. And three, stepping firmly into a memory from another lifetime. And just observing your surroundings and what are you aware of here?
I'm standing on, like a stone floor, kind of, and or maybe it's like a rough concrete or something like that. But it's like I don't know, I'm just, like, overwhelmed by these feelings of oh, this is just such a weird feeling. So I'm, like, overwhelmed by these feelings of like, one part of my soul is like, "Oh my god, I'm so happy to be back." Kinda weepy like that, and then the other part, I don't know, it's oh, yeah, um, I guess I kinda chuckled because I almost kind of forgot the intention that we were working with, so maybe that makes sense. So it's almost like a part of my brain in that life feels familiar to me but different, and it's almost like it knew that I was coming, this other part of my soul was coming. And so there's part of me that's like a feeling of kind of like a homecoming, going home in a really sweet way, and then a part of me that's like, ah, it worked. I don't know, like one part of me was playing around with it. But where I'm at, um, it's kind of like a small dwelling. I don't really, it's looks like kind of a big stone floor, but all one. It's not like many stones, but it's kind of yeah, just simple. I don't even really know the material it's made out of. I'm on a red planet. I'm on a red planet. I don't know if it's the one that I always go back to.
Yeah. And if you
Hmm.
tune into that part of your soul that was happy to be back, she was aware that you were coming back as a different version of you.
Yeah, it was almost like she was playing around with, like how we go visit other lifetimes. She was playing around with consciously inviting another lifetime to come to her to visit.
Oh, amazing.
Huh. I get the feeling that she is telling me something about how it works, almost like I'm the first one of these other lifetimes. I'm the first one to come back or come to her. Is this making sense to
Yes.
you?
So
Okay.
is she at like the main hub, or is she a part of, or is she the one who maybe initiated that experiment?
Yeah, it's almost like she's just like us, but in a different world. I don't know, maybe a different time, but how we play around with experiencing other lifetimes. She wanted to get the consciousness of one lifetime to come visit her in her lifetime.
Mm,
But I
interesting.
don't, yeah, because I don't know if I don't get the sense it's just me. She was almost like, okay, and who are you? It was like the mirror kind of the inverse of going to see another lifetime. It's like she was inviting a lifetime forward,
Yeah.
but almost, I guess we go to learn through metaphor and experience, and she was just kind of like the equivalent of playing with a Ouija board. Oh, let's just see what we can call in, you know?
And is there any, like, are you a part of her or are you standing in front of her as an individual?
So I'm kind of to the side of her, and it's me. It's like Gina's energy that's there. And what's so crazy is I'm telling her, because at first I thought she called me there because of all my Red Planet experience and just on my own in the last year, I've been having some other contact with like the beings on the Red Planet and understanding that council and my role on that council. And so I thought that she had called me there for that reason, but she's like, wait, you've been to a red planet before? I thought I was calling a lifetime from Earth. So she was almost like kind of confused that I had this knowledge of the red planet where she lives.
Mm.
And now I can see her mind is thinking, oh, how can I use how can I use this to take this exercise further? Like, oh, this person does these things in a different way. I don't know, she's almost like, can I show her to someone somehow and then we can like do experiments with her or something like that. Whoa, that's wild. So I'm asking her to go ahead in time to I'm saying, yeah, I'll do experiments with you guys. So I'm asking her to go ahead in time to a time when we are working together or
Mm-hmm.
start working together. And so I'm just kind of letting that picture populate. Oh man. Okay, I'll just start talking because it
Yeah.
doesn't really make sense. Um, so she brought me to it's kind of the shape of a circus tent, but it's not a tent. And it's these same red stone floors. I'm meeting this this Red Planet Council member whose name is Baron. And I've been here before and I've talked to him many times here before. And I'm like as consciously as Gina, I've done that. Um, and I'm asking because when I visited there before, I thought it was like, oh, okay. When I visited there before, my question was, I thought I had been someone who worked on this council. And so I don't know, to me, it's probably, I don't know, stems from low self worth or something. But I'm just like, okay, all right, I'm on a council on a red planet, and they actually do share valid information with me
Wow.
that serves me, and like not only serves me, but serves me when I talk to other people and they're struggling with the relationships and so I had asked probably like 9 months ago, what is my connection to you all though?
Mm-hmm.
Is this a different lifetime? Am I even in a lifetime with you guys? And I'm on that council. But I don't really entirely understand what the council does. I just know what they teach me, but it's my understanding that they share information with me because this is like painting that picture to me because they're like, you as Gina on Earth have been coming here and we've been giving you this information because we love and care about you because there's another facet of your soul that is actually on this council and living here. And that's the connection.
Oh, wow.
And so that's how it started. That part of me in that life was playing around with it, just like this part of me in this life is playing around with it. And then we met up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So if you were to tune into that a little deeper, is she able to tell you if other versions of yourself, whether in other dimensions or timelines, are they experimenting with this kind of exploration in different ways?
Ugh, this is so good. Okay, so they so we're here to I wanted to experience a life where I could understand consciousness more. And they're telling me that's a big part of the work that they do. I see their work as like being a really good community member, but they see it as consciousness management and
Mm,
energy management. I've explained it like that, and they say it's consciousness management. So when I followed that nudge to explore consciousness through another lifetime, they were like, yes, we want you to do this and we want you to come back and learn from yourself. And so, what the other part of me and that soul, or in that life, she is saying, yes, and everyone can do that. And when we do these mind expanding experiences, consciousness expanding experiences, in that sense, where what we are aware of around us is expanded, we not only handle death better, but we handle life better. And we can lean into what's really true, which is we're having all kinds of experiences. It's not just this one experience. And so, in that, don't sweat the small stuff, but like cherish the big stuff.
yeah. Wow.
And they, oh, wow. And so when we are accessing these other lifetimes, even if you call it a past life and you're super primitive, what you're doing is opening the connection between the two of you,
Mm-hmm.
which is powerful. But we can always learn from each other, and each other being other people, but also our other lifetimes. And so, okay, this is like, I got to grab it by the tail. It's like, ugh. So we learn from other people, but we learn from ourselves too. And so when we can consciously make a connection with another facet of our soul, also called another lifetime, it's even more beneficial for our soul if that other lifetime is also aware of that connection, because the wisdom flows both ways.
Wow.
And then you can continue to get wisdom from each other, because you're both consciously aware of that connection. But when I go back and as Gina in this life and I go experience that life as the bounty hunter, he he wouldn't have even been in that position if he had the expanded consciousness of experiencing other lifetimes and life after death. And but if he did, he could have gotten my perspective, because when Gina looks at him, I'm just like, dude, it's so easy. This isn't your fault. You don't have to end it like this. Remorse takes 1 second. 1 second.
Mm-hmm.
And if you feel guilty enough to off yourself, that is like, you can feel remorse. Just like flip it on its side and you feel remorse and it takes it all off of you. But so the more lifetimes that we have where we are intentionally expanding our awareness, the easier it is to learn from and lean on skills from other lifetimes,
Okay.
other facets of our soul.
Yeah.
And so, as Gina, I've been talking about the higher self, because that's a part of it too. It's like the culmination of all of those lessons and plans, right? I don't have to live a life to get that lesson from that higher self, but sometimes that embodied experience is important. And so we do that. But in each life benefits like exponentially if we're aware of each other consciously.
Mm-hmm.
But all we can control is this life that you have full awareness in right now. So expand your consciousness, expand your awareness, understand the powerful soul that you are and that you are eternal. And then that way you can take that knowing into your next life, into your next life, into your next life. And maybe someone will figure out how to go plant seeds into our primitive lives of expanded consciousness. But it is all you can control. So you should try to do it now and do it more often.
Yeah. And is she able to explain how people can expand or raise their consciousness, or what helps or blocks that process?
Yeah. So she is saying, think of consciousness as everything you're aware of. It's the perceiver and the perceived.
Mm.
And so she says, using the transcendental space. So we get there through hypnosis. You can get there intentionally and unintentionally. But using the trance space, just being in that transcendental space expands your awareness. Think about wherever you are standing still and getting quiet in your mind and your body. And see how much more you become aware of. That's a metaphor for what's happening in what someone would call their mind. But instead of noticing 3D things like, oh, when I stop right now, I hear the clock ticking or the water dripping or the wind blowing or whatever, you get quiet and go within and you start to notice things about yourself, your emotions, what's on your mind, thought patterns, tendencies in this life. And eventually, when you can clear through that, either by working with someone or a plant or some other intention, or just doing it, once, wait, once you, God, it's like so much information coming in. So once you're able to, it's so much more than this, but it's like once you're able to kind of clear that, some people might take longer than other people. But once you can kind of clear that and get the mind quiet, you become aware of other things. You
Yeah.
become aware of the vibrations of someone's emotions. You become aware of, where the sun is setting on the horizon. You become aware of more things. And when we're aware of something, we're connected to it.
Okay.
And so in that, it's really just about going within and becoming aware of more. And it sounds so simple, but in doing that, you expand what you're aware of. You expand your awareness. You expand your consciousness. And even though there's all kinds of spiritual ways that we can describe that, that's what you're doing. Because the more we become aware of something, the more compassion we have toward it, the more we can understand it and serve it, the more we can enjoy it, the more we can help it thrive. So it sounds like not enough, which is why people don't do it. But it's like where that begins. It's just like literally becoming aware and do it in a way that is fun. So if you like breath work and crying and screaming, do that. If you like hypnosis, you want to chill out, sink into it, experience something and come out, do it. You want to plant medicine ceremony, do it. Just be intentional and expand your awareness. If you want to just sit on your couch for 3 minutes and be quiet, that works too. But it's about finding something that works, something that ideally you can look forward to. You should feel light and happy about this. That's a big part of expanding your awareness is the lightness of more elevated emotions. Everything is energy. Everything is vibrating. The lower frequency vibration, the heavier, the more uncomfortable, the harder things are. the higher, more elevated vibrations of those like more positive emotions, it's it's lighter, it's brighter, it's pleasant to be around. It can inspire you to do better things.
Wow. And in that, how is the individual consciousness tied to the collective? So if one woman focuses on her healing, does that elevate the consciousness of women in the collective?
Yeah. Oh, okay. She's talking about influence
Mm,
and how it's not about whether you're influenced by something or not. It's that we are always being influenced by the people and the things around us. Always, always being influenced. You might have to fight it. You might develop a skill in fighting some kind of influences, but even that, we are always influenced. It's just like the air in a house. Like the air might feel different in the kitchen than an upstairs bedroom, but it's all the same air. Like it appears to be different, but it's all the same.
mm,
Humans appear to be different, but we're all sharing the same energy on some level. So if one person expands their awareness, truly expands it. I'm not talking about meditating to squash your feelings and spiritual bypassing bullshit. I'm talking about really expanding, working through your shadows, getting compassion for yourself, compassion for other people. It's not just you. You are you in everything you do. And even if you're a hermit in a cave living alone, you deserve it.
mm-hmm.
You deserve to elevate and to be evolved. And so I believe people can do more, but I think at the very least, people need to understand how much they influence other people
Yeah.
and start to bring the influence that they want to bring to this world.
How would that be different if more of us or we all got to that higher state?
She's like, that is something that's on my path as Gina. She was looking at
Oh.
me, this is yours to, because I, as Gina, I do not believe that humans are going to get there. I don't believe aliens are coming to save us. I think we are on a downward slide. You think it's fucked up now? It'll be even more fucked up in 6 months. She's reminding me that even though it seems so capital T truth to me,
Mm-hmm.
it seems so fake to even think in my lifetime I'm going to see some sort of turnaround. Oh, she's showing me, yeah, literally anything is possible. If everyone did that, we would revere life. We would revere each other. We would revere our own lives. We would create. We would serve each other. We would see how much better the world is when we have our needs met and we have the ability to just be at peace. And it's about a shift in consciousness.
Mm-hmm.
And so she is like, yeah, that is for sure possible. But as long as a lot of people don't believe it, it's never going to happen. And so and then she was like, even you don't even believe it. And if anyone should believe this shit, it's you. So I guess she's calling me out a little bit about Gina's lack of belief. um, so that is something I would like to change. Anytime someone highlights to me that I'm being, negative where I don't need to be, I am open to changing that. I want to change that. I don't want to hold that stuff in my heart. Um,
Yeah.
but it's also, I can't hinge my happiness on that. I can't. I've been preparing for the worst my whole life, and this just seems like it would be silly to. I mean, I'm not like doing one damn thing for the world to end. Also, I'm living like it's never going to change. I don't think it's going to change like that much. It'll just keep getting worse slowly. But she's like, one of my personal goals as Gina is to suss out every belief that holds me back, every belief that keeps me small, every belief that keeps me sad, every belief that weighs me down for no reason. No one knows the future.
Mm-hmm.
So she's saying, if you want to get rid of that and you're exploring consciousness, why wouldn't you get rid of this belief? Why wouldn't you at least believe humans? And Gina, if Gina believed that humans were evolving, could evolve, and I kind of do, but I don't think it's going to get much better. And, but she's like, if you believe that, you would see it in your own life.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, which would help my trust issues. Damn it.
Can
Okay.
she help you by like changing that perspective by showing you or
Yeah.
explaining to you how it happened on her red planet and in whatever experience she's in?
Okay, so I don't get a clear read on uh what is she showing me? Can you repeat the question one more time? I feel like she's showing me so many things.
Yeah, if she were able to explain to you how in her life, in her planet, they got to an elevated state, or even what it feels like.
Okay, it's almost like this history is flying by me. And every once in a while I can get like a pattern,
Mm.
but not enough to. This is what I know about it. In order to know in order to know hot, you need to know cold.
Mm-hmm.
In order to know tall, you need to know short. And she's saying, so of course we've had disaster, destruction in our history. And even though we need the opposites because we're in the world of the relative, opposites help us understand. Instead of bringing that death and destruction with them and teaching their kids why it was right that we did that war or did that thing, God, they, it, it's more than this, but she's saying they left it in the past and opened up to a different future where they would never have to do those things again.
Mm.
It was like whoever was left was also emotionally kind of beaten to a pulp where it was just like, never again. I will never be here again. The spirit gets there where they're just like, I will never be here again.
Yeah.
And that conviction pushed them forward. And they were always comparing where they wanted to go, how it was going, to where they had been. And it was so intentional for generations. And that led to intrinsic values and morals that every generation embodied. Just like our values and morals are success, fame, work, get money, be hot, blah, blah, blah. And if you're not trying, you're lazy. What's wrong with you?
Mm.
Never mind like, oh, you're creating. Oh, you're genuinely happy. Oh, you're building your relationships. Oh, you're involved in your community. Like, oh, you're serving your elders. None of that matters here. None of it matters here.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not that it doesn't, right? Like if you hear someone does that, it's like, oh, that's nice. But at least from Gina's vantage point, my filter is, but people don't really respect that. Like they're going to respect the people with the bag and they're respecting the people with the status and it's just kind of this over, and it's not everybody, but it's this overarching cultural influence, which again, even though it's not in my preferences, I'm influenced by it. I know it's there. I have to bristle against it. I have to defend myself against it, even if it is just in my brain, when I can feel the culture pushing in a different direction. So yeah, it's like these are different. This is, oh, she's saying it's a different consciousness.
Okay.
It's just simply we have different morals and values, which points our attention and focus in a different direction. And that is consciousness. Your awareness is pointed in a different direction. And so that is how they are like that. Ooh, yeah. Oh, I see that looking back on my Red Planet lives.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, do you feel like you as Gina feels really disconnected to the way that the collective here on Earth lives because you are more connected to those red planet lives?
Oh, okay. So it's like, I think a lot of people don't really resonate with it. Even people who like prop it up or aim to go in that direction don't resonate it. And everyone has their reasons to bristle against it. And it's not that anyone's reasons are bad or good. It's about looking at the reasons why you bristle against it. And just like anything, why do you want what you want? So in my case, because I have so much exploration as Gina on that planet, in that community, um, in hypnosis, in meditation, in my dreams, it is like something to bristle against. But I guess what I'm learning to do is to not automatically think the worst of those people.
Mm.
The people propping it up, the people doing it, the people managing it, or whatever.
Mm-hmm. And would you say that this is a version of your higher self, or is this a different lifetime? Like, does she have information on how your consciousness is tied to her or your higher self?
Almost like an octopus.
Mm.
The tentacles going out are different lifetimes, back up to the main body, which is the higher self. And then I and then I guess if you plugged the octopus into a huge blob of creation, that's God.
Okay.
So it's kind of like the it's not like she's like wants me to really say it is not like this. But from a 3D, like two-dimensional point of view, if it was an octopus and the higher self is the body of the octopus, and each lifetime is or existence is a tentacle off that, your expanded awareness or higher consciousness, same thing. Think of it as starting at the tentacle, and the higher and higher your consciousness goes, or another way to put it, the more expanded your awareness is, the higher up your awareness goes. You get closer and closer to your higher self. You become the wisest, greatest, kindest, most loving, compassionate version of you. And so it is, of course, if we're both aiming to be closer to our higher self, or if you're incarnated into a lifetime where their values are aligned with a more divine, compassionate way of being, then it'll be easier for you to attain even more levels, even more wiser ways, even more expanded consciousness or awareness.
And how is it tied to the body? How is consciousness tied to the body?
Consciousness animates the body.
Okay.
So this is, I don't, as Gina, I don't really get this, but I hear people say this, and I don't know. It makes sense, science, I guess. Um, but like, it's my understanding that there's a lot of space in the body. There's actually a lot of space in every cell. And so this uninhabited space in the physical body is actually one of the storage units for this energy. Your energy encapsulates the whole body. So instead of thinking of the soul in the body, this is not an original thought. I've heard this before, but she's just doubling down on the it's not soul in the body. It's the body is being animated by the soul, and the soul is actually, it's literally reaching out feet around you. which is again how we can influence everyone because our energy is always touching. Like if we're in the same room, our energy is probably touching.
Mm-hmm.
What was the original? Oh, how it's tied to the body. Yeah, so it like animates the body. Oh, oh, she's showing me. I used to have this feeling that my soul was like kicked back in my body,
Mm.
like
Mm-hmm.
like if you were, a low rider or whatever in a car. But now I went through this shift like 3, 4 years ago where I felt like my soul went forward in my body, like I was sprinting, like forward like that. And she was saying, and with that, you shifted this in your life. Your body changed in this way. This other thing happened. And she's like, your body is just kind of this another physical manifestation of everything about who you are and the decisions you make. And she was saying like you can even shift that in your body, but I don't know why. I don't that seems wild to me. I can't believe that. Okay, I had forgotten about that.
And how is the consciousness tied to memory?
Yeah, consciousness is everything that you're aware of. And so, in a slowed down vibration of planet Earth, it's so slow. Everything's really happening all at once. Earth is going so slow, we experience a past, present, future. It has to do with gravity or something like that. So, it's not the only place. Um, in that it's just like the subconscious mind like we talk about in hypnosis. It's actually the part of you that holds every memory of everything that's ever happened to you. And so that is it's like the holder of it. But your memories also influence it.
Mm.
Yeah.
And if you were to tune in to your soul as Gina, and there's a frequency that is the representation of its purest essence, maybe that's a sound, a color, an emotion. If you really tune into that and then put it next to this other version of you,
Okay.
are there any similarities or differences that you're aware of?
Whoa. Whoa. We have oh my. First of all, her outfit is so good. You know how I like tights and crop shirts?
Mm,
It's got the same silhouettes. So I guess we kind of dress alike in the way of the shape of what we wear, which is maybe kind of a weird way to think about it, but she's got on way cooler clothes and she's got shaggy short hair kind of like me. But it's a lot lighter.
that's so cool.
Ah, that's crazy.
And does she have any other messages for you or your higher self?
So I think what she's saying is that this lifetime is so close to our higher self that it's if you're kind of inching up,
Mm-hmm.
it like we touched there or we were able to, we got close enough. But she's the life where I'm the most elevated,
Okay.
I guess.
And is there anything you can know about the experiments she wants to do
Oh,
or has
oh
done?
God. Yeah, I forgot about those. Uh, okay, so my plan for this was to experience another lifetime to help me understand certain terms from, just the spiritual world. And she is saying, you'll be coming back here to do that. And I am saying, I don't want to commit to that. And what if it doesn't happen? Other lifetimes are so interesting. And so I'm saying, okay, but I'm also open to something else. So according to her, I'll be back there as I do this, but Gina is needing to rebel and say, I'm going to go with my original plan, but I'm open to whatever happens.
Okay.
So
Just the idea of you being on another planet, with a council or a higher version of you, and you're like, I don't want to commit to this experiment. Let me get back to
Oh
you.
my God. That is so, you know what is so funny, Steph, is that I am at this moment in my life where I think I'm being humble and open, and other people are like, you're an idiot for passing up this opportunity. This is another one. Okay. I am genuinely open to other lifetimes, but yes, let's go back to this council too. I guess it just doesn't seem so believable to me, which now they're all laughing. So, okay, I'll be back. All right, fine.
That's funny. Even in a dream space or whatever it takes to I mean, you did say yes to the experiment, so
Yes. Oh yeah, and I know, as she did not bring this up, but I know that I'm with that council in the dream space for sure.
oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Do they have anything else to share with you or any other insights you want to ask them?
There's one council member who really means a lot to me.
Yeah.
And I didn't know he was there, and he came out and gave me a hug. And so it was just really nice to see him again.
Amazing.
Oh, so good.
I really feel all the love and the deep connection with every member. And does that member have any messages for you, or was it the hug that gave you what you needed?
I had kind of connected some dots during this meditation that was led by someone else. The intention was different, but in it, I had connected some dots between this healing thing that he did with me one night in my dreams, and then I didn't fully remember it. And then in this meditation, a year and a half later, this just happened a few months ago, we were doing something in the meditation, and then he came into my side and was like, this is what we were doing. This is the question you had. This is what you couldn't remember. And it had to do with this ball of light and infusing it and putting it into your body. And the part of the dream that I remember, I had my hands out, and he was saying, just take it in your hands and put it on your body.
Mm-hmm.
Just take it in your hands and put it on your body wherever you need it. And that's all I could remember. And so I was like, where am I putting it? How do I know when I need it? And I had that question for a year and a half. And then in some other meditation, with that group that I went to Egypt with, we were infusing this ball of light that we had that I had in my hands with something. And then I was putting it into my chakras.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, that's what we were doing. It was spontaneously, he was there. I wasn't even thinking about this dream I had a year and a half ago. So it was cool. So he was just like, you're right. That's exactly it. And I've been using it since, which is cool. And he was proud of me for doing that.
I love that. So
yeah,
taking that pride with you, holding it in your heart, and sending them your love and gratitude, sending it to all who shared this journey today with you. And I'm going to count from 5 to 1, and when I reach 1, you can open your eyes, taking all of this beautiful wisdom with you. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1.
Ooh, oh my. Whoa, that was kind of blew my mind a little bit. There was so much in that.
Yeah.
Did it make sense?
Yeah, I feel like it did.
God.
I mean, I understood
Okay,
it,
good.
so.
Oh god. Well, you're one of my favorite podcast listeners, so
Perfect.
I just wanted to make sense to you.
Yeah, I think that it's really cool. The short script, I feel like it just threw you into channeling in a sense. So I don't know. I don't know if that was another life. It was really just like a meeting with another version of you, which was really cool. Almost like you hop dimensions for a bit there.
Yeah. And it was kind of crazy when you asked what she looked like, because it was like I was almost standing so close to her that I couldn't. It was like we almost shared the same, but not really. So when you did that, my awareness was like, woo! And I'm like, dang, I want your clothes. Does that make sense that the closer you get, that the more you would influence each other, which that's what she was like, you're silly, all of you, how much you don't think you influence each other. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
In other lifetimes, do you get a sense of what you look like? Like whether you're looking in the mirror or kind of third person, you just know?
Yeah, lately I so I used to see it from like I'm watching a movie and I could see like the similarities, but lately I've just been seeing it almost like you described it. Like I'm looking at myself, I'm talking to myself. And sometimes, like you said, I'm walking side by side and I have to ask to go face to face. So it's
Okay.
evolving, I feel. Maybe because we're more connected to those other versions, like they're not so mysterious anymore. We really feel like they're a part of us. I don't know.
And in that, a level of relaxation that allows your consciousness to step back and go, hey, I got a few questions about
Yeah.
you, as opposed to just being like, what's happening?
Yeah.
What's happening?
Like watching it
And
unfold.
trance is an altered state. And just like any other altered state, the more you enter it,
Hmm.
the better you are usually at operating through it. Even my ability to be like, I know what I can do here, I'm going to have her take me there. Like, yes, let's work together. Now give me the
Yeah.
details. Which I loved the sucker punch at the end where she's like, yeah, we're basically hijacking these sessions and you'll be back here. And it's like, I don't want to be known for fucking talking to people on a red planet. Damn it.
They will find a way.
Uh,
That is probably my favorite part of anything. I don't know that I could commit to this, guys. Like, if she doesn't want to
but
go,
it's
I'll
so
go.
me. Yeah, but it's like so me to be like, I'm good. No, someone else can do this. But I want to do it.
Yeah.
It's so silly. It's